Big shot, Robert Horry. I felt like giving you the entire intro. Mike Bresnahan, we got Mike Trudell out there in New Orleans. Lakers once again win a close one. Guys, they go to 13-0 in what the league calls clutch games. They have the third best record in the league overall. And on a night where the offense struggled at times, it was the defense and the rebounding and the tough play down the stretch, a formula that seems to be working for this Laker team. And Rob, also the brilliance of LeBron James and Luka Dončić.
Yeah, you think about what LeBron is able to do, 10 for 19, 30 points out there just balling and looking very spry.
Dunking.
Jumping above the rim, putting his head, looking at I think when you have moments like that, you think about that three he hit at the end of the quarter, you can tell he was feeling good. He had a little bounce in his step. He was moving the basketball. He was getting guys put in a position to score. So I think sometimes when you have an off night by one of your superstars, it's so great to have another superstar that's able to step up and take over a little bit.
Rob, you talked about the offense a little bit. I'm going to take the defense. Lakers down 7 going into the fourth quarter against this team that's in dead last in the Western Conference. And what happens, the Lakers really crank up the defense. You got Dalton Connect taking a charge. You've got Luka Dončić taking a charge. I mean, I feel like they really did a great thing in that fourth quarter, holding the Pelicans, who can score the ball, to only 17 points over those final 12 minutes. So great job by Laker defense. We talk about the improvements they need to make, and they did tonight in that fourth quarter.
Good shout out to DK, Dalton Connect, Brez. He did take that big charge. He also hit a 3 in that stretch in the fourth quarter when the Lakers were coming back. I want to show you guys this because Brez just led me right to it. Trailing by 7 going into the fourth quarter, and then here it is, 32-17, an absolute dominant fourth by the Lakers, Rob.
Yeah, it's a dominant fourth. When you got, 32-17, think about that. This is the NBA, and the way the ball is shot, and the way Trey Murphy was balling out for the Pelicans, to be able to just hold these guys at 17 points and just take over is amazing because, at the half, it looked like it was trending towards New Orleans and getting an upset win here. But, at the end of the day, you got to be able to stop someone, and the Lakers were able to stop them in that fourth quarter.
Yeah, Rob, you mentioned LeBron. In the start of that fourth quarter, he was great. He's like, why are we down 7 to the Pelicans? We have to play in San Antonio tomorrow. We have to salt this game away. All LeBron did in the first couple minutes of that fourth quarter, 2 threes, found Vando for an easy layup. Boom, the Lakers are no longer trailing by 7. They're up 1. New Orleans timeout. Lakers never look back after that. So LeBron, he's starting to look more like he does earlier in the season. What do I mean by that? We talked about this on the halftime show. He had to stay out the first month because of his sciatica. So he needed a little bit longer of a runway to get things going. Here we are, almost a full week into January, and he's starting to look like, early season LeBron. I'm impressed right now.
When you look at the big two, LeBron James and Luka Dončić, they combined for 60 points. Luka only 8 shots in the second half, only 3 in the fourth quarter. He hit 2 of those threes in the fourth. Luka, a 30-10 game. Once again, he has 20 30-point games this season. He was 11 of 22, 3 for 10 from 3, 2 for 3 in the fourth. And then there's LeBron. Brez just talking about him, 30 points, 10 of 19, 3 of 5 from 3, the 8 and 8, Rob. And listen, I think we've become accustomed to him on nights where maybe the team needs it, or you're dragging, or you're down to the Pelicans by 7 in the fourth. The man can take over the game, looking at the crowd, having a good time. As Mike Trudell said it perfectly, a body blow to father time. It's just been incredible to watch, and Brez is right. We are seeing this now every single night. LeBron is back.
Yeah, he's rounded into shape, NBA shape, LeBron shape, and I think the way he's attacking these games now, he said it in the interview, he just wants to go out and play as best he can, as hard as he can, because he don't know how many more days he got left in the NBA, and I think you got about 2-3 more years left in you the way he playing, because he keeps his body in such great shape. And for me, I love the fact that if you look at his stat line, if I tell you he had 38 and 8, and it's never getting mentioned for MVP, I'm like, dude, he's doing this at 40.
41, Rob.
Okay, my bad. 41.
Man a year.
And so it's just amazing the things that he's doing, and people don't take into account at his age that he's doing it.
I want to ask you this, because Brez, I want you to jump in on LeBron. As a former player and someone who has been around this organization a long time, you're also a fan of the game, grew up a Laker fan. How much do you appreciate what he's doing?
I appreciate it a lot. I think about how long Kareem played, being a Laker fan, and loving to watch him play, because when you have your greats, you never want them to leave the game. You think about, we were there for Kobe's last game. We were like, come on, man, give us one more year.
Please, one more.
Yeah. One more year. And because you think about it, this is iconic. Because you're never going to see these guys play again. You're probably never going to see a guy as talented as this guy who can be as physical as, because there's a lot of guys in this league that are his size, but they don't have the strength, the power, the ability to keep themselves in tip-top condition as he's doing and staying injury-free. So we have to sit back and just marvel at what we're watching right now, because you always talk about things that come along once in a lifetime. And I think you had Jordan, you had Kobe, you had LeBron. We were very fortunate in our era to watch these three guys. So for the guys who didn't get a chance to watch Jordan, didn't get to watch Kobe in his prime, you have to be so happy you're able to watch LeBron right now, because we're seeing something amazing. You know how they had the 8 wonders of the world?
Yeah.
This is one of them right
This
here.
is one of them. And Brez, I mean, year 23, it's really unprecedented. I mean, really in any sport.
Yeah.
But if you look at the sport of basketball, and we've shown this graphic before, guys in years 20, 21, 22, they're averaging 6 points a game, 5 points a game. Once in a while, they get the double figures. Dirk had the 30 at 40. but LeBron is doing it every night, and he's 41, and he's in an unprecedented 23rd season.
Yeah, I call that graphic the Vince Nowitzki graphic, because we always had Vince Carter and Dirk Nowitzki on it. And yeah, you're right, Keith. They average like 5 points a game.
Robert Parrish was on there.
Robert Parrish is on there too. Hey, Rob, I want to go back to you for a second. How old were you when you retired, and could you have even thought of playing until you were 41?
Right, man, I retired at 38. My feet hurt, my back hurt, my knees hurt. Everything from my waist down hurt, and I knew it was time to call it quits. You know, in your mind, you telling yourself you can do it, but your body is saying, man, you out your mind. I ain't doing nothing like that. And so I think with LeBron, he's telling his body to do it, and his body's still able to do it.
But don't kid yourself. When Rob was working with us at 41, he was still busting people at the three-point line at the 24-hour fitness here locally.
Hey,
you stop going to those games, buddy.
You got to realize the level of competition, dude.
All right, time to hear from Coach
Football.
Your team is exactly where my team is.
So here's why I can say it. Good to see the both of you. Happy New Year. It's been a tale of 2 seasons for the Lakers, and it's based on the quality of their opponents. Check this out. Purple and gold are 15-3 versus teams below 500, averaging 121 points per game with a plus 6.6 point differential. On the flip side, Lakers are struggling against good teams with a 7-8 record versus teams above 500, highlighted by a minus 7.9 point differential in those games. So, Rob, we're going to focus on the good first. Lakers are taking care of teams that they're supposed to. Yeah. And that's a good thing.
I'm going to use Brez's favorite word, winnable. When games are winnable, you better win them. And I think one of the things we used to get so upset with is the Lakers would lose these games, and we'd be sitting up and pulling our hair out. And I think now with Luka, with LeBron, and when AR comes back, and most definitely DeAndre Ayton, they're finding a way to win these games. I know I was watching the show the other night, we were talking about the clutch moments, like they're the #1 team when it comes to clutch moments. Matter of fact, I don't even want you to be the #1 team in clutch moments. Why? Because I want you to be beating them so bad, you got to get to this point. And for me, I really appreciate the fact that they coming out and paying attention to detail, which is the most important thing when it comes down the stretch. Details, this way they can get those wins, because, Brez, as you know, we were so upset in the last, how long we been here? I've been here 13 years.
Yeah.
For 13 years, they haven't been winning those winnable games.
And it looks like, as you see right there, that lower third, 20-1, when they score 115 points, that's the magic number.
Yeah, I mean,
Nice,
I said some very obvious as we were finishing up the show yesterday. Kind of sounded like Yogi Berra. Jeter said, hey, what do the Lakers have to do tomorrow? And I said, score more points than New Orleans. He's like, thanks for that, Brez. What I meant to say was New Orleans gives up a ton of points. So as long as the Lakers score, 125, 130, they should be able to really get this team that's kind of beat up down in the dumps. Should be a Laker win. And Rob, to Allie's point, I covered the Kobe and Pau teams. And for whatever reason, they could never win at Charlotte. Charlotte back then, 15 years ago, was about the same that they are now, towards the bottom of the standings in the East. But like Gerald Wallace would go off and have a crazy game. Yeah, right. There you go. Well, Alabama guy. You knew he'd work that one in. Steven Jackson would go nuts. Whoever it was, Gerald Henderson, whoever it was for Charlotte, for whatever reason, the Lakers couldn't beat them, and it drove them nuts. So you got to get these winnable games. Glad to see you're using that term under your belt, and they have a lot this month too, Allie.
Because here's the key: you're not stacking yourself up against the New Orleans, right? When it's all said and done, you want to win big. And on the flip side of this positive news is the fact that they're not good against the good teams. In fact, all 11 losses have been by double digits. Rob.
See, Brez, if you'd have covered us, you didn't have to worry about that because we beat the team we were supposed to beat. And the thing about when you go up against these teams that are really good, and Brez, you haven't been around, but we've been talking about this off camera about in February and March, the Lakers schedule.
It's coming up.
And this is a true gauntlet to see who you are as a team.